Comp is the main foray. You got a tank, 3 DPS, and a healer. Now you guys can ask questions, by the way, in any of this as soon as I start breaking it down, and I'll give it to you in pieces, though. So the crucial role of all this is 3 BM hunters, right? And why are they so amazing? So let's go over the hunters first. And this is my list here, okay? And in no particular order. And I'm going to start off with something that's extremely strong for hunters, okay? Hunters, where are they good? They're mobile DPS. And I mean, like, everything they do about them is completely mobile, right? But not only are they mobile, their rotation is really easy. Like, not even a little bit. Like, you're able to get a pretty close to like 80 to 90% of playing solo as the hunters. The hunters are the staple. And if it wasn't bad enough that they're super mobile compared to any other class and that the rotation is so easy, this is what makes them very strong. And then we're going to switch this over here so you can see. I'll go back to scene. Boom. Okay. So on my hunter here, what makes this guy so strong? Let's start off with the first one. You need to be using a spirit pet if you are playing in this comp. Now, if you're doing a different comp, there's a different pet you want to use. But if you're doing 3 DPS with a real tank, you need to be using Spirit Mend. And the reason you need to use Spirit Mend is this heal is extremely OP. Like, not a little OP, it's very OP. Okay, the wife's already done make fun of me. She's done. She's done. Killing my instructional video here. Now, if you look at it, let's just hit it real quick. Let's see what it does. It says the first thing does, it does a 30k heal, and then an additional 20k over 10 seconds. That's not true. That's not true at all. So let's see. Let's click it and see what actually happens here, right? So I'm gonna hit Spirit Mend. It just did 40k, and now it's healing. Look at this healing for. Does it show me here? It doesn't show me in this one. We'll look on this character. It just healed me initially for 40k, and then it healed me for 25k, 25k, all the way down. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. So if I'm doing the math here, shoot, can I do the math here? Anyways, 25, that's 125k plus 40, 160k. Yeah, okay, there we go. That's what I'm looking for, Chester. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the holy crap, okay? This is what I didn't talk about. This right here opens doors. The reason it opens doors is, like, look at we're gonna break it down even further. The reason you have 3 of them and why the number 3 is so important too is that let's go back to the hunter here. Spirit Mend, it's targetable, takes 5 focus, it doesn't mean anything. The range is pretty good, but it's on a 30-second cooldown for a 10-second duration. So what does that mean? What do you do? You make a step macro in Isboxer where Hunter 1 does it on the tank for the first 10 seconds. Then Hunter 2 does it on the tank for the next 10 seconds. And then Hunter 3 does it on the tank for the next 10 seconds. And then it just goes over and over again. So every second, I'm getting a 25,000 point heal on my main tank. I never have to worry about healing my tank. It makes healing insanely easy on a tank. So it doesn't matter if I'm playing Paladin about the heals. I could play like Warrior, and that tank is pretty much, unless I'm taking crazy damage, that tank doesn't need to be healed. And that's why you're able to leverage it by using a Shaman, like which I use the Resto Shaman. Because the Resto Shaman, like tank healing, not that great. They don't have really good defensive items for their tank or whatnot, but I have that constant feed going through. So that's what's awesome about that. So then you're thinking, okay, that's good. So the second thing that you pair that with, yeah, the pets are crazy. They're really good. So what you can also do with the Spirit Mend is you can have it so you don't auto cast the Spirit Mend. I mean, you can set it to auto cast instead. The problem with the auto cast though is they'll throw it on anybody that needs the heal. So if another pet needs the heal, it's completely wasted. Like, you don't want to heal the pet. So the other piece for the hunters too is now number 2 on that same 10-second duration step macro that you make for the Spirit Mend to heal your tank. You have a different hunter. All right, you know what, we're gonna do this. Welcome to the days. Thank you for falling. That was so cheesy. Thank you for falling. I'm just gonna stick with that. That sounds way better. Okay, so Spirit Mend, awesome, right? You pair that with, let's see where it's at here. I'm going to find it. I'm looking for Misdirection. Here it is. Misdirection, right? It's also on a 30-second cooldown. So Hunter 1 casts Spirit Mend on the tank. Hunter 2 at the same interval cast Misdirection on the tank. And then on the second 20-second interval, then you have Hunter 2 cast Spirit Mend and Hunter 1 now cast Misdirect. Or I mean, actually just step it through. So the grand scheme of things is you're rotating Spirit Mends every 30 seconds. So it's always up. And then you're rotating Misdirections every 30 seconds and it's always up. So affixes like Skittish are like completely non-issue. Like they don't even, the Skittish is almost like a free affix for us. It doesn't even exist because we have a Misdirection going forever. All right, so those are just passive abilities, right? And then if it didn't get any better about these daggum spirit beasts, is you got intimidation, and actually intimidation doesn't matter. It's the pet thing, anyways. What's the one I'm looking for here? It's the Spirit Shock. 10-second cooldown, right? Spirit Beast blasts the enemy, removing 1 enrage and 1 magic effect on a 10-second cooldown. So what do you do with that? You rotate all 3 pets to cast it once every 4 seconds or 3 seconds on a target. So you have a never-ending chain of basically casting Purge on whatever target you're on. So like the Raging Apex, it just strips it off. So like if you just have it going off, like whatever you're fighting never has the buff. Like if it can be purged via the magic effect, I mean, it's just ripping them off. So right there, like you're just doing so many passive things, not even have to thinking about it, by just spamming your DPS key to make the fight that much easier. All right, what else I got on my list about these hunters? Freezing traps. I did the freezing trap video. It's super cool. I think freezing traps will become more popular, hopefully in Shadowlands. We'll see, because they're going to start target capping things. Maybe we'll have to do a little bit more CC, but if CC needs to be involved, the freezing traps are just amazing. Oh, Chester Spirit Beast, they're everywhere. You can go into to Legion, right outside of Suramar. There's a ton of them just floating all over the place. To the north and to the east, you get you a Spirit Beast. The other main thing that I want to say about hunters, and especially BM hunters in general, is that their AoE is almost passive as well, and it's super easy. It's super easy to AoE while doing your main DPS rotation. So in the Trinity comp, the hunters are the staple. Like they are just what works. That might change in Shadowlands, but if you're doing PvE content, they basically keep your tank alive. They do really easy DPS, and you can move around without even an issue. And I'll go into a little bit more detail about how I set up on another like more advanced guide on how I do the hunters, but that's why hunters are so awesome. All right. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Thank you. I hope your day is going good. All right, let's talk. I'm pretty sure I have the mic so they can't hear you. Anyways, that's the wave again. Terrible. Can you hear that? Does that actually go through? Can you hear her like laughing maniacally at me, or is that just hopefully? I got like this mic that like is supposed to just like absorb this area and not get anything else around me. Yeah. Okay. I have no idea how I'm gonna like post this video with her just like blasting me. Okay. Okay. So once you get the hunters down, right? Once you get them squared away, you got a Paladin and a Shaman is what I pick. You can pick whatever you really want, but I'll explain why I picked these and why it took me a little bit of time to decide who to pick. All right. So Paladin. Why a Paladin? Currently, it may change in Shadowlands, but their off-heal is amazing. The Hand of the Protector. So if I put this on anybody, like if Tuesday needs a heal, it's completely mobile. The duration on it is really low. Or I'm sorry, the cooldown on it is really low. I'm at 12 seconds, but it gets a little bit lower than that. But for whatever reason, this thing heals for a lot. So let's see. Tuesday needs a heal. Boom. All right, that didn't look like a lot. Typically, it depends on what their health is at. I guess I could jump off the side here and see what it looks like. But we're talking every 12 seconds having a massive, like 50% or higher heal on your target. It really helps out your main healer in the process, especially when you're moving around. I would say that my Paladin keeps targets alive almost as good or better than my actual healer. The other benefit about Paladin, they got just passive interrupts. I mean, it makes it so you have to focus less on doing the interrupt piece of it. They got, let's see what else I wrote down here. They got lay on hands. That's an easy one too. Extra life there. The 20% movement speed is always nice. There's no complaints. And bubble. You really don't use bubble too much, but in a pinch, like on necrotic week, which I think is this coming week, it's always nice. Just to kind of strip that off if everything gets a little too crazy. But overall, I mean, they're not needed 100%. You could swap a different tank in here, but there has been a ton of occasions where it's nice where you really need to help out your main healer, and to have two healers in a group at the same time is awesome. So that's the Paladin. Now the Shaman, why did I pick the Shaman? Shaman has a thing called Chain Heal. I'm a really big fan of Chain Heal. Chain Heal also bounces and heals pets too. So instead of your hunters having to waste a global casting their pet heal ability every 10 seconds to keep their pets topped off, part of my rotation on the Shaman does the chain heal in the tank and then heals whoever else needs the heal. So my pets rarely die unless they're actually tanking a target, and they were able to stay alive, which enables my hunters then to do hypothetically more DPS. That is really nice. The other part is you have a multiple amount of items for AoE healing that just come naturally. You got Healing Rain, because your group is together always. So Healing Rain actually heals for a decent amount. Let's see what this heals for. You get this going all the time. It's nothing crazy, but I mean 4K every tick with an almost an 8K proc. Not too bad, but that's always going, right? And that's also just, you know, healing everybody up. You got the Healing Stream totems, which just go out. I mean, all the healers have these kind of things, which is nice. But the big things are you need those AoE heals in oh crap moments, and that's where the Shaman kind of shines for me. Even though they're meant for raid content, they're still really big. So you got Spirit Link, right? Spirit Link, you can throw that down, and it basically helps your team survive something, right? And that's on I think that's on a 3-minute cooldown. On top of that, you got Healing Tide Totem, also on a 3-minute cooldown. Tops your team off while you're moving. So you can just like completely flub an entire situation. You got that. And then if that wasn't enough, I combo the Spirit Walker's Grace to move while casting with Ascendance. So I do that, and then I do Ascendance. And Ascendance is just, I mean, like, your heals are bananas. I mean, it heals your whole group up. This is 15 seconds of literally, you're going to be topping your entire team off. So they don't have not one, not two, but 3 group saving abilities for really oh crap moments. To combo that all together, you still have your defensives of Astral Shift for them, but the hunters can turtle as well to completely stop all damage, and the Paladin can either bubble or do Ardent Defender for the mini defensive, or Guardian of the Ancient Kings, which is similar to Astral Shift, just a little bit better. So that really ties in. This team has a lot of defensive abilities that are happening passively and making your team work. So that's kind of like the Trinity comp. This is the comp that I like, that I've made work, that I enjoy. But the staple of it is the 3 hunters, and then from there you can branch out. You can pick any healer. People have had success using a druid, a monk, Paladin a little bit, and a priest has not really been tested too much. But those are your options. And then for tank, I've seen warrior, DK, Paladin I'm using, and even a monk even plays pretty well as well, because the Spirit Men pets basically top off all the stagger, so that becomes a non-issue. So it really opens it up. But to give you an idea, there's more comps out there than just druids. You got this one as well, and it's really good. So I hope that helps you guys.